All right, inequalities. Here's what the less than looks like. Here's what the greater than looks like. Less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. When I have these bottom two, I can go all the way up to that number and include the number. So if I said the temperature needs to be less than or equal to 32 degrees, it can be 32 and down. It doesn't have to be just up to that number. Okay, so those are the symbols that we're going to be using for this entire lesson. So when I am starting to look at these inequalities, we're also going to be using not just these symbols, the inequality symbols, but we're also going to be using variables. Okay, so we're taking all the fun stuff that we've done up to this point. All right, so this first one, we're going to look at it. It says Amelia sold more than 40 magazines. Okay? We don't know how many magazines she sold, but we do know she sold more than 40 magazines. For this one, I'm going to start off, and instead of having to write the name Amelia every single time, we can use that variable. We could say A. So from now on, A is going to, for this question, A is going to stand for Amelia. Okay? It says Amelia sold more than. So out of these shapes here, which one am I going to use? Austin? The greater than symbol. Yep, greater than and more than are the same thing. So I'm going to say Amelia sold greater than or more than 40 magazines. For this first one, that's all I'm looking for. Again, we're going to use that greater than or less than symbol, and we're going to translate what the sentence is telling us into that inequality. And that's what this is called. This is called an inequality. Equalities use the equal sign. Inequalities are things that don't exactly equal each other. All right, on to example number 2 then. This one, Gino sent less than 35 texts yesterday. So first thing we need to do is we need to get a variable. What do you guys want to use for a variable in this one? G. Gino. He sent less than 35 texts yesterday. What symbol am I going to use? Perfect. Let me write these one down. So that way when I scroll around, so greater than is this way, less than is this way, greater than equal to, less than or equal to. Okay, now you can see them. Okay, I've got less than, so it's going to point this way, and it's going to say 35 texts yesterday. So I'll use the number 35. The one thing I really, really want you to start paying attention to is every time I do these, and that's not just a here and today thing, this is a kind of forever thing, we always want this variable on the left-hand side. There are very few instances where you're going to have the variable on the right-hand side. There are a couple when you get like into upper geometry and then algebra 2, but you really won't use a variable on the right side of that equation. So no matter what, we have to keep that variable on the left-hand side. All right, on to number 3. You guys are going to help me do this one, almost as if I don't know what I'm doing. It says your height is greater than 52 inches. Somebody talk me through. How am I starting this one?
With a variable.
Variable. What are you waiting for a variable, Gabe?
H.
H. Okay. You're done talking for right now. Because you got this one. Somebody brand new. What am I going to do next? Yeah? Greater than sign. So it's going to open up that way. Last part. Somebody new. Austin?
Write the number 52.
Write the number 52. Perfect. My variable's on the left. I'm using my inequality sign. I got that number. Feeling good? This one's all on you. Your speed is less than 62. Go ahead and do that one on your own. Sweet. Sweet. Love it. Love it. Perfect. You guys got this. Again, speed. You guys used an S. Most of you guys did. Less than 62. Perfect. I'm happy with it. Okay. Looking at this, I'm just going to use this last one. I'll kind of use this one. I want you to tell me if these ones are true. So I'm going to start off with this one. Is it true if her speed was 60 miles per hour?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. What about if her speed was 5 miles an hour?
Yeah.
True. So again, I just want you guys to tell me true or false. Okay. Her speed is 30 miles an hour.
True. Yeah.
Her speed is 70 miles an hour.
True.
False.
That's a false. It has to be less than 62.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Her speed is 100 miles an hour.
False.
Her speed is 62 miles an hour.
Equal. False.
Equal.
False. It's going to be false because it has to be less than. You're right. 62 is equal to that, but I just want to know if this is true or false. So if it's 62 miles, 62 is not less than 62 because it's equal. Good, good? All right, on to these ones. We wrote the definitions up top before. Okay? Again, if you want to write some of these extra words, you can. Some of the phrases that they use. We have less than is fewer than. For this one, greater than, more than, exceeds. Exceeds means it's bigger. Okay, this one, less than or equal to, is no more than, so it can't be any bigger than that, is at most, and then is at least for that less than or equal to, or no less than. Again, you'll see these ones again. If you need to look them up, they are on page 362 in your books. Okay, if you want to use some of those phrases. So, we're going to start with this one. And here's how this one works. We're going to go through. We're going to try to figure out if it's true or false. So what I'm going to do for this problem, instead of balancing stuff over right now, the very first thing we'll do just to try this one out is this says x equals 6. We're going to plug that number back in. Okay? So I've got x equals 6, and I'm going to plug that number back in. So I got 3.9 plus 6 is less than or equal to 12. So I'm plugging stuff in. I got 3.9 plus 6. That tells me 9.9 is less than or equal to 12. Is 9.9 less than or equal to 12? Is that true or false? True. Perfect. Okay, when we get inequalities like this and they ask us, or they give us the problem, they say your variable equals this. Whenever we do it, we have to plug that back into the equation. Okay? On to this one. You guys are going to talk me through this. I've got y minus 1.3 is less than 1, and y equals 4 over 3. You guys talk me through. What am I going to do first? Awesome.
You put 4 over 3 in for y, so it'd be 4 minus 1/3.
Perfect. And then I just write the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I got 4 over 3 minus 1/3 is less than 1. 4 over 3 minus 1 over 3, they have the same denominator, so I can subtract them. I'm left with 3 over 3 is less than 1. Can we simplify that fraction?
Well,
Yeah, what's 3 over 3 written as a whole number? 1. So the very last part I got 1 is less than 1. Is that true or false? False. Why is it false?
Because it can't equal 1.
Music to my ears. Yeah, it has to be less than 1. It can't be equal to it. Okay? Definite false on that one. Okay. Number lines. That's the part that I don't know if I wanted to rush through. That was the one I was nervous about trying to not rush through. So I'm gonna do an audible. You guys are changing the amount of questions you're gonna have though.
More or less.
Okay. So the stuff you guys will have is going to be 12 through 24 evens. Only 12 through 24 evens. That will be the assignment for today. Same page. Same page. You guys got page 364, 12 through 24 evens. Okay, the first ones, you guys will be converting the word into an equation. The middle two, you'll be taking a story problem. And the last one, you'll be plugging them in. Okay?
That's a lot of work.
Shh.
Yeah.
You guys have 14 minutes to do this.
Smartest person.
Everybody love everybody. It's on the syllabus.
I love you.
Oops.